Right, we're live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are here for yet another match of the URC. The Sharks taking on Edinburgh, and if it is anything like the last match that we just witnessed, could be an incredibly close one. We did just see the game between the Sharks, between the Stormers, and also it was the top of the table in Ulster. That was a terrible intro, wasn't it? We'll try that again at some stage. I was just bringing up the coverage as this game is only moments away from getting underway, but I hope you guys are all doing well. If you are new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It's going to be a good game of the URC, and I'm hoping for a close contest, just like that last game that we did have. But the two sides for this game, Oxnashire, Bongi Umbanambi in the front row, alongside Thomas Detoy, then Grobela and Hihu there at number 5, Sia Khaleesi, Hinko Fenta, and then also it will be Noche as the number 8 option. But it is absolutely bucketing down. We see Hamish Watson. He is back in the side here. Just pretty awesome to see for the Edinburgh side. And that's the thing. With a few of these additions added into the side, perhaps it's a perfect opportunity for for Edinburgh to be able to really get themselves going in this game. Although it's wet. It's very wet. It's absolutely bucketing down at the moment in the URC. And hopefully it's going to be not too slippery, or else we might get to see quite a stop-start occasion between these two sides. But going back through the rest of the lineup, Grant Williams, Kerwin Bosch, Makazole Mapimpi, Marius Slow, Ben Tupaia, I believe it is, or Tupaia. I don't think that's how you say it, but that's a tricky one to say at this stage at number 13. Verna Koch there at number 14, and then Full Mink slotting in at fullback. Then for Edinburgh will be Fenta, Cherry, and Atalifo as the front row. Phillips and Hodgson as the locks. Bradbury, Watson, and Muncaster there at number 8. Velicott, Blair Kinghorn, I'm having a shocker, aren't I? This stage. Then also Owsley, Lang, Mark Bennett, Moyano, and Emiliano Boffelli slotting in as the fullback. We got through it. Now we are here, and all we got to do is do the commentary for the match. But Sharks versus Edinburgh about to kick off for the URC. Should be an exciting contest, and we are now underway. Will be the number 10 here for Edinburgh in the form of Blair Kinghorn kicking us off for this game. He did get a little bit of an opportunity recently in the Six Nations, and it's quite interesting how quickly some of these guys have made their way from the Six Nations into the URC competition. But like I mentioned, absolutely bucketing down here in South Africa, 22 metres out from the line. Grant Williams now will be putting up the box kick. Let's get a little bit of height on that one. And now going down on the halfway line, taken nicely by Emiliano Boffelli, wrestled backwards. It is damp, is about as little as you could say about this game. The turf is going to get all sorts of raked up out there. And now going forward, and also I think Paddy is yeah, probably took too long to set up their live stream tonight. And now Paddy will be out to it like a light, but Makazole Mapimpi down the wing. He can normally just get flying past you in half a second is all that man needs to be able to make a big impact. Going on the inside now into the hands of Hinko Fenta. Available, Grant Williams joins the breakdown. Grobela trying to go around the side. This is looking like a classic game from about the 90s and joke official. And there as well, says Gregor. And that one, I assume that is for the Ulster game up against the Stormers. And also he did well, though, says Jay. He did indeed. He made it a decent length through the IPO. I did see that there was a wicket right when I finished the live stream as well, which was a little bit unfortunate, as we didn't really get to see a whole lot in our first little while of the IPO. Unfortunately, a little bit of an anticlimactic first hour, I guess you could say. And now going down the field nicely for Edinburgh, taking that one. It is Blair Kinghorn once again returning the kick and a wet kick down. And also let's hope Edinburgh don't get the same shafted as on there, says Gregor. Yeah, big win here for Edinburgh would be huge for them if I was. And there's says Gregor. So hopefully, I mean, I will be watching that game on the replay. I did get to see parts of it throughout that last live stream. So you'll have to give it a look. Was it something that happened right at the end of the game, or was it just throughout the game, Gregor? You let me know. That one's been kicked towards the 22. Slippery. That's what you call that. But Blair Kinghorn managed to go backwards for him, so he is allowed to return fire with another kick here. Goes high, Makazole Mapimpi lines it up, takes it beautifully in the air. I do see still no sign of Lukanyuam. I think Makazole Mapimpi's getting a wedgie here, which won't feel too nice for the man. Now Grant Williams trying to pierce the gap around the side. Doesn't quite work out for him. Still slowly building phase after phase here. These two sides kicks it in behind. It's gone long. It's gone very long, but the ball with the amount of moisture is just going to pull up 5 meters out from the line. And Emiliano Boffelli kicks it for touch with a little bit of a torpedo kick. And now it is going to be the first line out of the game. But currently in the game of the IPL, They're setting 5 down here for the Chennai Super Kings. Not what they will be wanting at this point in time, but something else that I'm going to do here is if I go like this and click refresh, I think I can actually move the game from this screen to that screen, or not. And also Stormers have won. Well, they did indeed 23 points to 20, wasn't it? In a very close fixture. Piers Phillips at the moment, he's down career appearances, only 10, or in fact only 8. Hasn't even brought up the double figures. What happened with Sparks? Well, they used to have the option to be able to drag kind of the coverage from one area to another, but now it seems like they no longer actually have that option, which seems very strange to take it away. I will quickly go like this. And there we are. We have got it in the middle of the screen now on that side, and we will leave that one over there. But currently now the line out, and the fact that you can hear the rain through the coverage tells you everything you need to know about how wet it is in South Africa. It's raining in South Africa, raining in Australia, raining in New Zealand. Is there anywhere that it hasn't been raining recently? And my blood is blue. I am extremely proud, man. And there's that one's not straight from Bongi Mbonambi, which is the last thing he would have been wanting in that situation. And also Werner Kok to score the first try. Liking it a lot. Did you see there was another wicket pretty much straight as I left Sebastian for the IPL, which was rather unfortunate for that one. But it is what it is. They are 5 down at the moment in that matchup. Currently now scrum feed. I don't see this scrum being completely well set, purely because it will be moving around all over the place with the rain that is just having an utter downpour here. But the next game of the night, it is going to be the Bulls taking on the Dragons. It's the final game of the URC for today, although we will not be covering that one because I will be in La La Land by that point, similar to Paddy, who is currently not returned for this live stream. So I think he might have drifted off for that one as well. But currently a big push there in the front rows. Ball fired in by Edinburgh. Ready to pass this one back. He has been told to use it. He's under pressure there from Grant Williams, who just actually overextends over the ball. Doesn't quite end up picking it up, unfortunately, for him. So it could have been an easy turnover if he had just been able to grab it. Now they have been told to use it. It looks like they're going to be using their big forwards in the form of, no, he doesn't go to Dave Cherry instead. It is their number 4. He does continue to drive his way forward. That is Piers Phillips, the man who was just down recently due to a bit of an injury. Now they have been told to use it once again here for Edinburgh. Okay, 5 is offside. He was just standing still, though, so I think they've let him away with it. Now going up for it, taken beautifully by Werner Kok above his head, which is not easy to do in these conditions when it is pouring. And if Sharks win it, it would be 3 weeks unbeaten. Bulls got the easiest match. And there's, that Bulls-Dragons game is going to be, I would assume, extremely one-sided. Also, is this your last one for the night, my friend? It is going to be, yes. I was going to do Bulls versus Dragons, but I think by then, if I do that one, my voice won't exist for Sunday, which we probably need a little bit of vocal cords for that one as well. But now it is going to be looking like a box kick about to be set up nicely here for Edinburgh. Puts the kick up high. Now, it might have just a bit too much distance on it. Goes straight into the hands now of, who is that? He just went sliding like it was a slip and slide out there. That ball just stops when it's on the ground. Like they're saying, it's like a duck pond out there. Every time the ball lands, it just literally just pulls up. And also, I can't really see Edinburgh winning this game. Look at that Sharks side. Yeah, they've got a good side in this match. Mucka's only Mabimpi for one. It's gone through the hands, and now he's been able to pick it up beautifully. And all good. Are you doing streams on Sunday? I believe we've got the NRL on Sunday on the Kiwi Lads Sport channel. Will be the ones that we have got. And also possibly an IPL at 11 p.m. We will try out an 11 p.m. one, just because it's a little bit earlier. Poor old Paddy out for the count, maybe. Yeah, I think he's gone. I hope you refilled your water. I didn't actually have a chance. I looked for my thumbnail, and I don't think I saved it. So I had to quickly recreate it, but couldn't find the picture that I needed. So I just went with the theme of bald as well. It's an Ashley and Martin kind of advert waiting to happen. And also imagine sitting in a bus with the Box or Kiwis. It'd be a scary one, that is for sure. You wouldn't want to annoy anyone. And that one, and also we've got the guys who missed a banger between Ulster and the Stormers here. 23 points to 20, a great game. Taking on the shot here, Edinburgh. No, in fact, that's the Sharks, sorry. And Kerwin Bosch looks like he is going to be lining this one up. And also NRL on Sunday, which game? So I believe at 6 p.m. it is the Broncos taking on someone, and then at 8 p.m. it is the Sea Eagles taking on someone. I think it's the Sea Eagles versus Bulldogs, maybe. But I'm not too sure. But that will depend on whether or not George is coming around at a random time. And also, definitely, I'm proud to be a Stormer in there. Cheers, SpongeBob's trusty Paddy Wagon. I got the water. Not as much water as there is at the ground, though. Drinking always feels weird. Broncos versus Cowboys. The good old Cowboys. Are they going to go any good, Jay? Who's going to win that one? And also, we have got the AM show. I was pissing myself in you and George. You got George to read the lyrics to Ram Ranch. Yeah. The thing is, I didn't expect him to. He literally read the whole song. So I think he was intrigued to see where it went to. A little bit of a storyline behind that song. You know, you can't just read the first one. You want to find out where those naked Cowboys are going to end up. Couldn't say that with a straight face, could I? Last 2 minutes made me scream and cry. And also, we have got the Will You Do IPL streaming. So we did actually start a live stream for the IPL on our Kiwi Lads Sport channel. So be sure to check out that one as well. We did end up doing a little bit of the game for the first hour and then switched over to the rugby. But we will have a few more in the future. There's Fussy playing in this game. He is not in the starting lineup and he is not in the reserves. So no, sadly. But Lily Fussy is nowhere to be seen. Good morning, says Xavier. Welcome in, mate. Middle of the night there for yourself, I believe. So hopefully you are feeling all right overall. And also we have got there, but I feel Storm has got cheated in the last few minutes. This one's for a trusty Paddy Wagon. But for the one asking about the IPL, one moment, I will go like this. And I will go like this as well. So pretty much this is our channel that will have the IPL on it when we do end up streaming it. There we go. That is the channel that it will be on. Bisham. Hopefully I pronounced your name correctly. I do apologize if I got that slightly wrong. It's a decent kick downfield, but once again, it does just pull up nicely. And also, Kyle was here to show the game as well. Unfortunately, it is on Spark, DSTV, Sky Sport in the or not in the US, sorry. I think it's on Peacock in the US. And those are kind of your best options. Unfortunately, they don't really have any that are for free, sadly. And also, we got that bit saw from the 10s tournament yesterday. And that's a shame. Fussy should be starting for the Box. Yeah, hopefully he does get the opportunity in the future. And it gave me the expression that he didn't find those lyrics uncharacteristic at all. You know, he read it as if it was just like a normal novel, really, even though it was far from it. I guess you'd say there. But 9 minutes in, Dave Cherry about to line up this one for the line out. That turf in the background already looks like it's a paddock that George's Bulls have just been scraping, have been running across. That sounded a bit too close to Bulls, didn't it? Of course, the Bulls are going to be playing a little bit later on with the U. It's going to be a good game to see. Currently now trying to get their rolling ball going here for Edinburgh. We told to use it once, and now it will be Velicott who does it to put up the box kick. Chasing it hard, close to the touchline. I do see they haven't got a Darcy Graham for this game, sadly. Although my father used to tell worst bedtime stories in this, Sebastian. Jeez. I mean, to be fair, if it's anything like the schooling, like kind of system, I can believe it. Also, yeah, Fussy rolled his ankle in the game against Separate. Okay, so that's why he's not there. This one. So hopefully it's not anything more serious than a rolled ankle, because that's the thing. When you see a young guy and then they get injured, it just sucks, because that's like more time that they don't get to prove themselves. And tuna fishies. And there says Gareth there. Currently, do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, score predictions for this game. It's a tricky one to predict, definitely, because now with the extra rain around, it doesn't exactly make it too easy. I just realized the Sharks went for a kick earlier, didn't they? They must have missed that one, and I completely missed it. I think that was when I was getting either the link or something else, but my brain didn't comprehend the fact that they actually missed that kick. So Ollie needs to get Lewis Lineark a cap before England do. It's going to be a challenge, because I think he's starting to get close to that England camp currently. And hello, Gareth. And there's Sebastian also, Fussy Colby, my pimpy, great back three. Says Danny. Yeah, I think Willie LaRue, he seems to be, he's got that veteran experience, but a lot of people have been turning against him as of late. So I don't know whether or not he does get to stick around for too much longer in that fullback jersey, just because he is getting closer to the end of his career. Willie LaRue, but he will know that at this point in time. But, you know, it's going to be interesting. See how it does end up going for him. But one moment, we will just go like this. And we will go like this as well. Toulon actually winning their game in the top 14. No, wait, is Colby at the Shark? No, for the Springboks, for that one. Although the other two players, of course, are for the Sharks, so I can see why you got excited for that one. But, yeah, no, not for this game. Unfortunately, at the other side, they've got Vernicock for this one. That's a big push there from the Sharks, and they win the penalty. Aggressive start to the match for the men in the black. And also we have the A-man house, it says David, and also Colby's at Toulon, he is indeed, who are winning very nicely. And also we have the house of Sebastian and all. That was weird timing, the fact that I just told you guys the result of that game, and that's actually where Chisholm Colby is. I guess Springboks have a crazy good squad. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing them take on the All Blacks. And also, I believe their next tour is Wales. As the next matchup, I was about to say, says SpongeBob Trusty Batty Wagon, but I thought he left along. And I was like, oh, good on you, mate. Says Sebastian there as well. Oh, he's got David the Mod with it all in caps as well, just to emphasise it in England smash Scotland today. I did see, I think the last time I saw it was about 45 points to 5. Did it get even worse than that, Xavier? Or was that somewhere near the end going excited? I was terrified for a second in there. Yeah, I guess as a Stormers fan, you wouldn't want him too far over there. I kind of want to do another career mode on one of the rugby challenge teams in South Africa and see how I go. Maybe add a couple of those big signings, maybe sign Cheslin Colby to the Stormers. An interesting one to see how it goes. But now running his way forward nicely. It is Rene Aljeju. Now back. And we kicked him behind from Kerwin Bosch. Brilliantly done. Was it a 50-22? I believe it. No, it wasn't. And then he was a metre or two inside. And also the Red Roses should win the Six Nations. Are they actually good in their separation? Also 60-something to 5 years. So brutal. And that one, oh, what happened there? He's jumped for the ball, Blair Kinghorn. He's now lying on the ground very, very much on playing Scottish weather. It is, although we're in South Africa. So I guess that benefits Scotland, doesn't it? Because they are used to this. But Blair Kinghorn at the moment, he's very damp, I guess is the best way of describing him, because unfortunately now he has been jumped for the ball. Oh. I tell you what, that's probably worth an argument of a card, but then saying that when he jumped for it as well, yeah, man, that's good. And there as well. And they're just checking this one to see whether or not it is worth more than a penalty, perhaps. But anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Time off. We're going upstairs. The referee, he has something in common with the two men on my thumbnail in regards of not too much hair up there, but I can't say too much because I probably won't have any up there in like 2 or 3 years. And also, yes, Sebastian, those English girls are lethal. There says David the Mod. And also about England choked the Six Nations for Ireland. I wouldn't be too mad to see England getting kicked from the Lions. Jeez, brutal. And also the Scottish were pretty lucky to get tested for COVID and not anything else. Okay. There's one Edinburgh supporter or coaching staff who, as soon as Kinghorn landed on his head, he went, oh. Oh. I just heard the referee say, I think this is more than a yellow for this one. Now, that's a bold call because that means there's only one card higher than a yellow. They don't have an orange card. They have a red. That could be trouble for Marius Lowe here. Okay, so they're just checking to see what the contact is, what the angle that Blair Kinghorn is driven down into the mat by. And this will determine whether or not this is a yellow or whether this is going to be a red card. This is actually huge in the matter of the game because at the end of the day, we're still 0-0. And this could be massive for Edinburgh here up against the Sharks. Okay, so Kinghorn goes up. As soon as the player ends up off the ground, you actually are not allowed to tackle him. It's a little bit of an interesting rule, but it's normally the way that they come down that does determine it. More Marius Lowe. Unfortunately for him, he actually ended up underneath him. Okay, he fell on the player, so I think that's going to be the saving grace. And also what happened is the Sharks getting cards? No. And also, has there been a forward since John Earls has been good at kicking and kicked for his team off the tee? Okay, not too sure what year John Earls was, but I know that someone who was brilliant with the kicking and the fullback was Zinzan Brook for the All Blacks. And also Wales has to get kicked from the Lions. I think we can all agree, says the vision there. Hamish, are you going for a midnight stroll after this? Who knows? Maybe I could, but probably not. Overall, number 12. Okay, what do we got? Is it a yellow or is it a red? I mean, Wales shot a few good players, but most are lazy. Or Wales got a good few players. Okay, Marius Lowe, because he lands on Marius Lowe, it's only a yellow. He apologizes. He goes off the field. And now for the next 10 minutes, Edinburgh are going to have one less man. Or sorry, the Sharks are going to have one less man out on the field, which is a bit cool. Because at the end of the day now, means that they're going to have a little bit of a disadvantage. We have got there, just don't get naked. That's true. You got to be strategic with it. If you're going to take your clothes off, do it in a controlled environment. There you go. Also, I think they should add Great Britain. They would do better than Wales, says SpongeBob's Paddy Wagon. And that one, was that a weird analogy that I just kind of said about in terms of like just do it in a controlled environment? I'm not too sure about that one, but it sounded good off the tongue when I thought about it in my head, just not so much when I said it. And now Dave Cherry with this line-out throw. Going to the front once again. It's stolen by the Sharks and Bongi on Banambi now. Going to be trying to bulldoze his way forward. I feel like that might have lit a fire underneath the Sharks here, and they want to try and get themselves to try as soon as possible. Want to prove that even with 14 men, they are a dominant side to watch out for. And at the URC, that is a tackle. They do have to release him now. Now, Grant Williams has got this one available. And funny how we forget some things we say. And now Marius Lowe lands on Marius Lowe. So it was in the Empire Kinghorn landing on Marius Lowe, but because Marius Lowe was the cushion pad of him, it did mean that it's only a yellow rather than a red. But now it's going to be a little knock on from the Sharks, which can be expected in conditions like these. I feel like as a groundsman, you sit there on the sideline, you have your hands in your head going, my pitch is getting absolutely torn up here. And you just kind of watch it like that because you know that everyone's going to rip it up, definitely in a scrum, which is what we're going to have here. Everyone's boots are going to dig in, and it's just going to be a pain to try and fix. And Bongi is overrated, and there's SpongeBob. So who would you go with hooker instead? Who you got at the Stormers? Scudder into Benny? I think he is there. Sorry, I accidentally timed someone out again. Says David the Mod. Who'd you get this time, David? Let me know. You sniped someone, did you? A moment. I'll go, yeah, how do I see who it was? I'll check it out. And so here you go. And I was like, Great Britain. And there says Gareth for that one. Who'd you time out, David? It doesn't actually say that you've timed anyone out for me, which is weird. And also we have got there, Jagannath that said, where's your IPL commentary? It was over on the Kiwi Lads Sport channel. We did end up covering the first hour, and then no one turned up overall. So we decided that we would balance it out with both of them. And also it was only a comment delete. And there says Jay, but I can give you an update in the IPL. And if you don't want to commentate no more, turn the TV and I'll commentate. Says Paddy Wagon. Well, there you go. It's a smart play, other than the fact that they will end up probably taking us off YouTube. But currently in the IPL, for anyone who is wondering about that, the Chennai Super Kings, after 16.5 overs, are actually only sitting on 84 for 5. So not exactly a huge start to that one as well. They're now going to be feeding it in. But, yeah, that was over on the Kiwi Lads Sport channel, Jagannath, that we have got there. And also we have got there, please put side IPL score. I will give you guys updates throughout what they are sitting at, as my live streaming software only, unfortunately, has the option for one little sidebar at this point in time. I wish they would change it, and I feel like I'm going to ask them if there is a chance. And no, Scudder doesn't deserve a box jersey, to be honest. I think Joseph Weber should be called to the box. Is he also Stormers or a different guy? Oh, no, I deleted the message. Sorry. That's one for Trusty Paddy Wagon. And that one, that's going to be kicked downfield by, now taking it nicely, Bosch. Edinburgh, they seem to be enjoying a kicking game every once in a while here in the wet conditions. The ball literally just stops every time. It's as if they'll put the backspin on it and you're kicking it like it is possibly a golf ball with a divot in the ground. And Hamish, you need to get some new technology, get it sorted. And as I says, Danny, I mean, I already pay plenty for this one, and it still doesn't really allow you to do too much overall, to be fair. Like, I can't even add a scoreboard, like, clock down the bottom or anything. And Hamish, David, what did I do? No, he just accidentally pressed the button, that's all. Like, he accidentally deleted it. Like, it wasn't anything offensive or anything like that in your message. It's just he accidentally pressed the wrong button, which does happen sometimes. But Pierre Schurman, I should say, is very happy on the sideline. He's not actually going to be playing in this match. He has joined the side for this matchup from the Six Nations, where he did go very nicely for himself, that is for sure. And also OMG Danny Lewis. And as I know, Hamish can just buy YouTube and DSTV, then you can show on live, or just buy YouTube. Okay, I'll aim for that. I'll see if I can buy YouTube as a whole. Does anyone have a few billion I could borrow, please? I'll pay you back. Never. And also, we got there, no Stormers. I want to sign to Weber. He's at the Cheetahs. And there. I knew there'd be some sort of connection with the Stormers, and also we're changing the software to help you out. Not hugely, because I know of another software, but it is one that if my Wi-Fi cuts out on that live streaming software, pretty much the stream will go down completely. Whereas on this one, if the stream has internet issues, it normally fixes it relatively quickly, if that makes sense. So there's a few benefits of this live streaming software compared to another one. I've also got a little bit more control about lineouts. That's a rough pass. It's going to be forward. Currently now Volminki's jumping up and down like he is an angry child, as he wasn't too happy with that ball from the number 13. And then Tupuai, I think it is Tupuai, isn't it? I can't say his last name very well. I'm too used to saying Tupuai. And also the Sharks are playing. There must be a loan shark around here who can help you with some money. That's true. Or I could buy some shark cards, just like in GTA. I haven't played GTA in a while. I feel like GTA, I need to play it again, you know, just to refresh my brain. I would also 26 live, but only 8 likes this bunch of Trusty Wagon. Anyone who is not already, be sure to leave a like on this live stream. Also, Gregor said make it 9 likes. Appreciate you, Gareth. Your name's not Gareth, your name's Gregor. Starts with a G. I was like, yeah, sorry. Trusty Wagon, I pushed the wrong buttons inadvertently. And there as well. And now Edinburgh with a bit of an attack. Kinghorn passes it on the outside. Little grubber of mind. Yeah, that's shepherding from Volmink. But I don't believe anyone's going to pull him up for it. Currently, Kerwin Bosch just waiting for Grant Williams to get there to the breakdown. And he has done just that now. Pass it back across. And wrestled into the ground. Okay, David Weekle in there. As his special trusty Pedro wagon. Also, we have got there just George F. Gals on his farm. He certainly does. I think he said about that they're moving 280 cattle, or he's moving 280 cattle or so tomorrow, which is why he won't be available for the NRL. But now that's going to be nicely taken there. Depending on what time I go to bed will depend on whether I am available for the NRL as well, I guess. But now still going to be available here. Well, then once again, the step straight through, almost able to go through Mark Bennett, but 5 meters out now, recycling this ball very quickly. Kinghorn goes through, and Kinghorn scores the try. And I said Derek Kells or for beef/food. I think it's beef/food. Yeah, I don't think they have dairy sheds or anything along those lines. I think I've only been to his house once or twice, and in that time, Isaac ended up accidentally standing in some very deep mud and ended up with his shoe completely covered in the mud. But it was fun. We actually filmed that. We've got some weird videos from the past, like that are just random moments as well. It was quite a lot of fun. Oh, no, man, Sharks in there, 280, that's some amount, mate. They got quite a bit of land out there. We're thinking about trying to film a video of some sort, trying to like slide down a hill or something. And yeah, or because he's got one decent sized hill, but also maybe just pitching a tent in the middle of nowhere. And as we go there, why does he eat so much KFC when he has fresh beef? Oh, he eats a bit of beef as well. I'll tell you what, you put a steak in front of that man, you won't have a steak there for very long. He can eat it pretty quickly. Good old steak. And also, I think Nahumba deserves a call up there as well. He has been pretty good as of late, Nahumba. Right. We'll move that one, and it is in the right place when you have cattle, but you prefer chicken. And then he was saying the KFC chicken was a bit dry as well. One of his pieces was all right, and then the other two. Was that on the live stream or was that after? I feel like I asked him about his KFC after it. He did get that one over, though, and now 7-0 in favour of Edinburgh, and Emiliano Boffelli able to convert it there. How's the no-man Sharks? And there's, oh, yeah, they do need to win this one if they do want to keep the streak of wins alive for South African sides. The Sharks are actually rated pretty decent as well currently, so they certainly won't want to be the team that lose that streak that they are currently on. But we'll go like that. There we go. Trying not to hiccup, which I did just do twice. Oh, yeah, Mario, so he's just stretching at the moment. I was like, well, this is an interesting angle. He's kind of upside down. Kerwin Bosch now. That ball does not bounce. He's looking for the drop kick, which is pretty tricky to do. And also, and you have kettle, but you prefer chicken. And also, I live in Cape Town and I want to go to the match. Oh, that's an ugly grubber from Kerwin Bosch. You can't actually get any bounce on the ball. But I had a ticket, but I refused to get vaccinated. And I was this month, so I guess it is only vaccinated people who they allow at the ground. Maybe that's a penalty to Edinburgh. But yeah, the kickoff was not what Kerwin Bosch would have been after. It's just a skiddy low one. Now penalty to the Edinburgh boys. 22 minutes through this game as of this current moment. And the big question, will they score again before that yellow card is back? I think Mario Slow, though, he's allowed to return to the field now, if I'm not wrong. So I must admit, George has lost weight, especially around the edges. His pirate vocab hasn't changed. You know, he still loves a good swear word every once in a while. I feel like, Jay, you would have been loving the fact that he just drops the F-bomb like it's nothing. Like, he's just like, all of a sudden just a random F gets thrown around a little bit. But he's a nice fellow overall. He's got a kind soul. You know, I thought Lions would end it, but not. They battered Ospreys 45-15. And it was also nicely done by Marius, though. Now he is out on the field, and it will be the line out here for Edinburgh. Okay. Gap was not quite set, and now Edinburgh having a bit of a team meeting there in the rain, trying to work out exactly how to tell. Yeah, welcome to F City, and there's Jay for that one. But I guess this is actually a good opportunity to ask you guys. Oh wait, first we have got Danny has said George is a big man compared to you, Hamish. It was like a father and son stream, and it's Marius at 12 years indeed. Oh, big hit there. It's going to be a bit of crash ball. It doesn't knock on though up against Edinburgh, and the Sharks do get themselves up. I was like, Denny, there's SpongeBob's trusty paddy wagon. But yeah, while you guys are here, I know that we've got a few of you who are regulars on the channel. We've got the Kiwi Lads Sport channel that we are just about to resurrect in terms of random other real life videos. We've got a list of random things that we're going to be doing on that channel as well. While we have got the chance, what would you like to see in terms of, it doesn't have to be rugby, doesn't even have to be sport related, but random videos, challenges. What would you like to see on that Kiwi Lad Sport channel for real life videos? Do let me know, and I will write them down on our list to go alongside the ones that we have got already, and we will try get some of them done perhaps. So to be honest, Hamish, a while back, I actually thought George was Jay, and there would be a good disguise, and it wouldn't even surprise me overall. Add stickers to your membership and increase the price. And there's our much for the trusty paddy wagon. So for the membership, we have actually got emojis that the members are able to use, which I assume are the same ones as you are talking there. But yeah, I don't like charging you guys a whole heap of money just because, like, yeah, it's just not really, like, I hate even getting, like, donations at time if I've asked for money. Like, I just can't get myself to do it. Like, if someone donates, it's incredible, but I don't want to, like, donate, if that makes sense. Also, we have got there, did the Kiwi Sport die? Not quite. It just was it was pretty much about 3 months where we didn't have anything on it. And also you are trying to wrestle with pig and mud, maybe something without animals involved, wallaby hunting as well. Says Sebastian, I mean, it would be interesting, but we would have the vegans all over us. Can you do an interview with Richie McCaw? He doesn't live far away from where you live. He's probably a little bit trickier to get for it, but we could try and either. Hamish, brother, how are you, mate? A hero called Durban is wet. Pouring cats and dogs here, going in tomorrow by 5. And there's and yeah, it does seem like it is extremely damp there at the moment. What's the temperature looking like, Birdie, for yourself? Do let me know. And also, we've got the Hamish, you can buy a rugby ball, man. I actually have 3. I bought them all at once, and we've never used them. So if you've got any rugby challenges that you think of, and how many times over the months have I advocated for women's mud wrestling, New Zealand versus Aussie, the US, etc. And this is over the mod. Yeah, probably too many times to count almost. Same with beach volleyball. Maybe we try that, me and George. That would be a fun sight. And I saw that earlier posting about kicking our Wales. How dare you, says Felicia, for that one as well. Now, double blow the whistle. We're going to have a scrum reset, and can you play a game of rugby for the senior team at the Waimea Rugby Club? They probably wouldn't let me, just because, like, even getting into the second grade team is probably tricky enough. Okay, I got an idea for you. You and George have a boxing match. See, that wouldn't go well for me. I feel like we have to get a little bit lower. Hi, Hamish. A nice fishing program would be nice. I like the way you're thinking, Chris. Sea fishing, river fishing. What one would you prefer? Out of curiosity. Well, that wasn't me. Flesh and fake account, says Sebastian. Nice save. But yeah, fishing. I don't mind fishing. Overall sea fishing challenge maybe. And temperature at the moment sitting at 21 degrees Celsius. Precipitation 32 degrees or 32% humidity. 86% wind is 23 kilometers an hour. Compromise then, Hamish. And there's David the mod. Yeah, I feel like that video would get many dislikes. And also we have got there, I couldn't watch the Stormers match. My DSTV is still buggered or bugging. And also go catfishing. I don't think you can around these parts, unfortunately. But Leroy Atalefo, they're on the field currently, the big man, the front row. It's going to be interesting to see how he goes. And also I guess Carolina Reaper challenge will be out of the question. Wouldn't mind not eating extremely hot things. I guess we're going to probably use a soda stream and just soda stream random liquids, if that's something you want to see. And a fishing mate, those fishes would pull you into the water And it says SpongeBob also we've got actually Manish typed that she's scared of dragons. Even better save. And I think sea fishing would be nice. And yeah, because we can do it from like the shore. Ooh, penalty there. We'd have to find a way of, I guess, would you do it with a GoPro or how would you do it? Because sea breeze. So you need something waterproof. So I guess a waterproof phone would be a good way. Bungee jumping. Yeah. That would be a bit exciting, wouldn't it? I'll set George up to go bungee jumping. I don't know whether I would join him. And also good win for the Lions last night. I think Stormers were lucky. Says Beauty V, yeah, extremely close game. That one's gone too far for the Sharks and they got to go right back. Why don't you go down and interview the president of your local rugby club, ask him about club history, etc. And it was actually mentioned about doing some sort of documentary or like kind of doco series of the local rugby seniors team for a season or something like that. I'll post a bit on Discord of Grego doing the Carolina Challenge. He definitely wouldn't do it then because he just end up throwing up all the time. I feel like that's one common occurrence, isn't it? When you do the good old Carolina Reaper. Yeah, I feel like we've got a few interesting ones. I did make a couple purchases of little items such as a cake tin that's shaped as a rugby ball and a couple other items that got me almost into trouble because I was looking for something and it has a very similar, like, I guess a different version of it can be used for adult activities, if you know what I'm saying, with two partners who love each other very much. That's a penalty there to Sharks. And I was all the way from South Africa. Smash that like button and subscribe if you are new. Yeah, we have got plenty more of the URC, Super Rugby. What else we do? Japanese Top League, maybe a little bit of that. Then we have got Gallagher Premiership, also the cricket, and everything in between. The Sevens next week or the week after. The week after, I believe it is, that we have got the next Sevens competition, and it is going to be a very exciting one. Beauty Lucky, it was fair. Lucky was fair. Junior Pocomella saved us into there as well. Yeah, there are plenty of, I guess, weird items online, and I ended up in the wrong section trying to find something that was so innocent and so simple till I realized that it wasn't at the same time. But it's been a little bit too much movement there in the lineup. And now Bongi on Banumbi. It's a free kick there for closing the gap against Edinburgh. I give you the mark and you close that. It's the comment there from the referee, and they're going for the scrum now this time for the Sharks. If they can score themselves a try before the end of this first half, that would give them a lot of confidence going into the second, definitely because they did only have the 14 men out on the field for a little bit of time. My eyelids all of a sudden got extremely heavy, and that was very weird. Benetton got mugged by Munster, and they was playing ball rush against the senior rugby team. Oh, no. I'd like to do something with the senior rugby team, maybe just not getting absolutely smacked. And as I say, that thing you found online, how long was it, and which color did it have? Well, oh, another one on the front row. Pretty much it wasn't what you're thinking, even though I know what you're thinking. But it was weird because the items that I ended up almost into were on sale the next day. So it's as if they knew I was there. So maybe my little bit of extra searching for it accidentally. But yeah, pretty much it was to do with the blindfold. If that gives away anything, pretty much we got a challenge that we want to do that involves a blindfold. So I looked for a blindfold, but ended up in the adult section. So I had to search for a sleep mask. Was actually the way that I had to do it, because or else then, yeah, there were some weird items. And then also, don't worry, Hamish, you won't break any bones. I break a bone in the warm-up, I think, just trying to do a lap of the ground, get him warmed up, give Ed some effort call and let him tackle George. It'd be a good video. Kicked him behind there, nicely done by Marius Lowe. Picks up the ball, brilliant pickup. Now 5 meters out from the line, the Sharks are lethal, and they are going for it. Johan Grobbler. Another advantage for our side. Grant Williams, Otasia Khaleesi. Good carry forward now for the Sharks, who are 7 points behind, but not for long. Oxnashare round the side. They've still got the advantage, so they can pretty much just throw everything at this one. I don't think they'll go for a cross kick, though, because it is just a bit too slippery out there as we currently sit. Now around the side, Bongi Omanambi. And another good carry forward. A little bit of a step there from Notchie into the mask, come with a whip. It did not, but I should have asked for one. Didn't even come with chewing gum, which has been one thing that they have had recently with the website that I used to buy a whole heap of random stuff. You pretty much, they were giving out packs of gum, so it seemed like an ideal bargain. Penalty now to the Sharks. Okay, 5 meters out from the line here. What do you decide on? It looks like that is Atalifo staying down. That's understandable. I was searching once for a necklace and ended up on a site selling anal fibs. It happens, doesn't it? You know, every once in a while, who's that man? I know some of the crowd. They've got quite a few in attendance for this game, which is quite cool to see, seeing as the crowds are back in South Africa. They're back in New Zealand for this weekend of Super Rugby that we did see. And also on Tuesday night, we have got another game of Super Rugby, and that will be Moana Pacifica taking on the Blues, ladies and gentlemen. Well, they are now trying to get their rolling maul going. They've actually broken off the back. It's a new maul, they have said. It's gone down, and it has collapsed. That's a penalty, and you can put a GoPro on your head. We can see what it's like playing rugby at Waimate. And I've got a Kiwi mate who lives up here telling me how good or how great the pies are down there. You can do a pie tasting at half times. I like it. I'm going to write that one down. I'll put Bull Rush with the senior team on there, but in brackets of like walking pace. Pie eating. Taste. No, not paste. Taste. No, not testy. Taste. Test. I can't type it this time of night. There we go. Another over there laughing face from SpongeBob Paddy Wagon. But currently, rolling maul was looking good for the Sharks there. I tried to break off the back, and it just didn't quite sit the way that they needed it to, unfortunately. I think my next purchase, if you guys are interested, it will not be a blindfold. That was a weird way of saying it, but it will probably be another hard drive, unfortunately, because I have got 3 hard drives and all of them are full of footage. So I'm probably going to have to invest in another one. Oh, Atalifo now going off the back through their hands. And it is going to be the knock-on advantage. Grobel able to keep that ball very nicely for the Sharks. Now Grant Williams goes across. First receiver of Makazolima Pimpy there. Now kicked him behind. Looking for the cross kick. Running on to the ball nicely. Emiliano Boffelli. And yes, Gareth, it's always an awkward visit to the emergency room. And then old mate Gregor doing the chili challenge I've just seen from Jay and how much are hard drives. Depends on the one that you get. But the one that I was looking at, it's actually, I think it's 8 terabyte. But you're looking at probably about $300. Which isn't ideal because I do not have $300. And also, what about sailing competitions for your channel? Says Peter Mason. I mean, it could be an option in the future, possibly. Have you got any particular ones as in America's Cup or maybe a different one that you will be interested in? But I think the Kiwi Lads Sport channel is the one that we're looking at, kind of a whole heap of other random sports other than rugby and cricket to be able to put on it. I'll put a link, and there we go. So that is the link to the Kiwi Lads Sport. Be sure to check that out, as we are also going to be bringing plenty onto that channel very soon. We did a little bit of the IPL, then we got confused and went back. But currently in the innings break, they got 131 for the Chennai Super Kings. Dave Cherry, am I the only one who feels like he's like being put in one of those like hydraulic presses for just half a second? But now going to the side, Hamish Watson, good run forward, sliding in the slip and slide. If you go over for a try, you're literally going to be able to slip probably from the try line all the way to the deep ball area. 40 meters out now. Continue to go phase after phase here for Edinburgh, although now it looks like they're putting out the box kick 35 minutes into this first half. And also we have got that, well, if we make bets during the channel, I'm sure you can save for a hard drive. And there's although the problem is if I make bets on the channel, I might not have any money overall. But now it'll be very nicely done by the Sharks to just be able to retain that one. Okay, Grant Williams does fire it back into the pocket to Kerwin Bosch. Takes it way downfield with a couple of bouts. The Sharks are boring, says fantastic charisma there, and absolutely Hamish. All those Kiwis, or all those games are Kiwi Lads historic, archival records as well, says David. And the thing is, that's not even including like live streams. Oh, I'm betting is bad. We learned that earlier. We did indeed. But like, yeah, that's just like old recordings. Like there's stuff from like 2016 on there of back when the boys were all in high school. I was also in high school, I should clarify. Yeah, us playing pool out in the garage. George swearing as always. And just all having fun. I was a different build at that stage. Also, we have got there, well, you do things if we win, and if we lose, we pay. And there says Danny. Although I don't really have any real good forfeits. Or any blooper reels, so many blooper reels. Literally, if I was to put together a literal blooper reel of not just like, I guess, the fails, but also funny moments. I could do like a 12-hour video, not even joking. Like there's a lot. Then we have got, how about Hamish tries things for the first time we watch you drinking a cup of coffee. That's a good idea, Gareth. I'm going to add it to the list. And yeah, Aiden gets that problem sorted. He actually sent me some of his bookies tickets, and he's not lying about those sums on Discord. And there, yeah, it is concerning with those big numbers. Fantastic charisma. How dare you? And there's for saying that the Sharks are boring, but now Grant Williams fires it back across. Not sheer tackled hard. Hamish tries things for the first time. There we go. Because that's the thing. We've got videos of that as well from the past. And were you big Hamish? Only a little bit. Like I wasn't a huge boy. I just had a little bit more of something around the face. I'll see if I can find it at halftime for you guys, because I don't already embarrass myself enough. It also still has had a better performance. There's fantastic charisma. And the Sharks are sloppy. And that one says fantastic charisma. Oh, I might be saved because my microphone's also plugged in at the front. So I can't plug in another hard drive. Oh, no. So slightly saved. I've got a picture of me, though, which I don't know why I'm going to show. And also we've got the other bookies after Aiden. And they're not quite, but they know how to get them to go down there and place big bets overall. Like they're saying, they're going for the 3 points here for the Sharks. And also we've got the Nova just gambling here, but out of hand. And there's and yeah, I guess that's one of those ones, like you mentioned, it's actually more addictive than narcotics in some regard, which is a tricky one to handle as well. But after the 20 overs, I should mention they got 132 in the end for the opposition, or the Chennai Super Kings, in fact it was. But now Kerwin Bosch going to be lining up this one. They're playing a banger at the ground. Come on, Eileen. It's an old song, which if you just listen to that line sounds a bit dodgy. It sounds like Eileen's been hanging out in the adult section like us. That's gone out to the side. It's going to be 38 minutes in, and still, I mean, that was weird from Kerwin Bosch. He doesn't normally miss too many, and he's missed that one quite badly. Okay, I can't find my face. Sounds like a weird sentence. Does the thing include Amish drinking shots? Maybe. I was very good there. Wouldn't be surprised if there's the mod there. And I was like, yeah, I can imagine he bet. I had to bet $200 on Zebra against Leinster, given the right odds. Says Gareth there. And also we have got there, are they playing this game because it's in Durban and it's raining bananas? Yeah, it is in Durban. So it's making it a little bit trickier for both sides to really, I guess, find their momentum, because it's damp. It's very damp. Is there any chance that it will stop raining by the end of the game? Fantastic charisma. Do let me know. But now a good run forward here for the Sharks. Good fend there from, it was Hugo Fenta, I believe it was. And number 7 for this game. Oxnashire now getting driven sideways. Ball pops out. It goes backwards. Grobbler pops it up to Ombonambi Nochia. That's going to be close to a deliberate knockdown, but it went backwards, which was saving him big time. Because if it had gone forward, that would have been probably more than likely a yellow card there for him. Okay, 65% territory for the Sharks. We have just been informed. Also dry at my side. Whereabouts are you, Gareth? You said earlier on, didn't you? I can't quite remember. My brain is not working tonight. Hey, I found me back when Hamish had a bit more on the face. There's Hamish. He looks so happy. It was on a FaceTime. I didn't realize there was a screenshot. Yeah, I just had a bit more there. I had the chubby cheeks that you could like jiggle. And also, we look at the West Indies have nearly survived this session as well. This is so embarrassing for England, and also sunny. There's heavy rain this side. Says fantastic charisma, but now the rolling more happening there. I was a gambler much. Once, not a bad one, but close. And yeah, and it's so easy to get enticed in, I guess you'd say. Like all it takes is one half win to make you go, oh yeah, I'm getting pretty good at this. Geez, well, big boy, you a skinhead too. Cheers. I mean, I wasn't too huge overall. Like I was probably about like 8 kgs heavier than I am now. It's just I'm probably heavy in a different region of my body now. But now it is going to be the yellow card to Edinburgh. At least saved England big time. And Bangladesh embarrassed the Proteas. They did. It just didn't quite go their way. But Piers Phillips, I believe it is. Yes, he's going off the field for the next 10 minutes. He's gone to the sin bin now. Everyone's going to the sin bin. Now, that is after the 40 minutes. Cheers. I was like, do you have a gut? And there says Danny, a little bit. It's probably from all of the biscuits that I eat in between the live streams. But it's like, it's not out of control. You know, like, there's something there that I can almost grab, but it's not like too bad, I guess. But at some stage, I mean, we've got a treadmill. I should probably use it just to try and get my fitness up a little bit more. No, not sunny. It hasn't rained yet, says Garavan Jake. Jack Leach is officially the best ranked test batsman, and by the ICC proof is on the Discord as well now, charging their way forward. And Justin Marshall out Hamish in. I make it happen already. New Zealand Rugby, says Joe Bro or Joe Bo in there. I do appreciate it a lot. Although I'd love to share a box with Justin Marshall. You know, he can do the expert analysis. I'll just talk flat out. See how it goes. But that will be half time. Kerwin Bosch, he's missed 2 penalties, so it is going to be 6 points that have gone a kind of missing, I guess you could say, for them there. But score currently Edinburgh, they've got themselves a lead of 7-0 up against the South Sea Sharks. Can they go on to get themselves the win? That is a big question for the Sharks. But half time, it's normally quite a long half time. And also we have got there, or you could go for a naked stroll to put off the pounds. Maybe. I mean, it depends. If it's very hot, maybe it would be a good idea. And Hamish looks chubby. And there, as I says, fantastic. At the moment or back then? Probably at the moment. I got a little bit of a chin going. Definitely a lot more chubby in that one. But, you know, that's high school for you, isn't it? But, yeah, we've got hours and hours and hours of old footage that I want to do a reaction video too, but we haven't been able to get all 4 of the boys together as of yet. But once we can, we're going to have a very strange situation going on with that old footage. Like me and George, we've done review videos of chocolate and whatnot. We've done all sorts of weird stuff. Overall, what else we got? Hey, it's me again. That time, that haircut's questionable. This was during a video. And also, Hamish was tight, y'all. And as I said, fantastic girls, man. Also, we have got that when England play like they are now. It's England. When they win, it's England and Wales cricket board, says Flesh in there. Oh, there you go. I don't know why I said there you go in such an emphatic way, but I think it was because of the fact that it was because there was a try being scored at the same time. So I got all excited about the noise and noise. I haven't left the house since morning. The weather is not good at all. Not windy, but raining, says fantastic charisma. And if it means Justin Marshall not doing the commentary, then please, says David the Mod. Although some of the old videos that we uploaded, anything on the channel that we've got in the hard drive, I probably would get sacked pretty quick. Gee, who was that henchman? His house is. So that should also have got there. Bring back that hairstyle. I don't think I could. You know, it's like this one doesn't exactly do my hairline wonders. I guess you could say it almost looks like I don't have a lot of hair, but it's about that long at the moment. I'll tell you guys, but maybe it's not. How high can I push that without it turning weird? About there, I would say. That actually, does that look like I've got short hair? We'll go with that for now. Even though I obviously do not have short hair, but I also don't have hugely long hair either. But yeah, we got some interesting ones. We've got us playing Xbox. We got us out and about. We got us trying to do trick shots in the backyard. That did not go well. We got us in sumo suit. We got us boxing. Whole heap of random stuff. Even eating crackers in the rain is another video. And it's all on the hard drives that I no longer have space to fill up. Unfortunately, so I will have to buy a new hard drive at some stage. Oh, actually, I sent an email. I'm going to check my email very unprofessionally. And if you put it back, you have some ball patches. Nice. That's what I wanted to hear for my confidence today. No, yeah. It's one of those ones I feel like, weirdly enough, like if I go bald, I go bald. I don't really mind too much. Like if my facial hair is patchy, it's unfortunate, but what can you do? Drink coffee while scuba diving? No, we haven't got that. And you get flagged by YouTube cops of showing us your picture totally against streaming rules, mate. All these girls are taken in here. There you go. Or not with that haircut. The one from earlier on. Oh, I've had worse, though. I'm not going to show you, but I've had worse. It will actually be probably in that reaction video that we do, because there's one time there was one that I won't show it, but pretty much there's one haircut that is absolutely disgraceful. Like, it's pretty much down the sides is cut, and then the top is just a square mess. All right, also drink beer while playing rugby. That would hurt, wouldn't it? That would give you a bad stitch. And is your dad bald? And there says Danny Lewis. Not quite. He's got a little bit of hair there. And Danny Lewis, his dad is Dan Carter. And there we also miss Mama Kiwi. She is going to be back for a couple of the live streams in the future, whether that is an ODI for New Zealand or whether that is going to be an ODI between Australia, Pakistan, etc. She will be back. She'll be about at some stage soon. I think there's actually the earlier ODI on Tuesday, isn't there? At 11 or so. So she might be joining me for some of that one. If we are lucky, probably second innings. And God, Amish, it's just the boys, says David the Mod. What have I got? Do I have a picture? I may not have a picture of it on my phone, which might save me. Do I have it? No, I don't think I've got it on this one. And if your dad is bald, more than likely you'll be too. And there says Danny. Yeah, I don't think I've got it on this phone. I think it's on one of the hard drives, but if I try and use a hard drive, I have to unplug one of my either microphone or camera. So it will be a later one, but I will show you guys eventually. You just have to keep on reminding me. And Sonny did well. He did. Sonny Bill Williams' first round knockout over Barry Hall. Will be a very happy man indeed. There you go. I'll push that up and make it look like I got a bit more here. Currently just waiting for the second half to get back underway. Anyone who is new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It is hugely appreciated. Everyone being here at this random hour of the night here in New Zealand. Good save or good escape, Amish. Yeah. You know, I need to get also, I feel like everything at the moment is, I'm in that transitional stage how, you know, when you need like one thing, but you need about 3 others as well. So like I'm currently in that situation of I've run out of storage space, so I need a hard drive. But then to use a hard drive, I'll need a little multi-box to then plug in and then have about 3 or 4 USB ports, which I do need because this USB port on my computer is all filled up. I've got 6 and they're all taken at this point in time. But they're all little things that I have to get. And also we have got that show up, please. Unfortunately, I haven't got it on me just for now, but I will have it later on. Unless I find it on YouTube. The only thing is I'll probably have to go through my old videos from the get-go and try and find the one that we got it in and then download it and see if I can find it that way. So that will be the goal. Although I don't think, no, we didn't actually use the footage of me with it. And let us see that picture. And it says fantastic. But yeah, we'll be on the hard drive. I think it's on the oldest hard drive. And we'll have to give that a look at some stage, going through old hard drives. That would be a fun video. Just give George free range to look through all of my stuff. I don't think there's anything on there that's worth hiding. No, I think it's all good. All right, but currently we are just waiting for the second half to get back underway. I think it's still raining relatively heavily, but it doesn't look too bad overall at this angle of the camera anyway. If you squint a little bit closer and you look at the rain and the lights, I think there is still a little bit of a downpour going on at the stadium, which is never good. I just realized my ear turns green. Look at that. It just pretty much disappears. Also, I don't mind donating. We get it back in the streams as well, says David. They're like, you guys are like hugely generous. Like when we first got monetized, I was like, okay, ad revenue is like what we're going to be able to use for like the live streaming software and everything. Yet there were many months that ad revenue was less than the amount donated from you guys, which was like absolutely crazy. And it has led to, I mean, the stack of bucket hats is probably the most regretful one that you guys have bought, I guess, if I try and blame you for it. But like the little lapel mics and lighting, we got 2 new soft boxes, if you guys know what that is. Pretty much a light set for out in the studio that we are setting up, and everything from that is all from your guys' generosity. I don't know, I might do, if you do some of the challenges, says Denny. And then also, I'm not very convinced by the Sharks' performance. And there's this fantastic charisma. Yeah, it's a weird one at the moment. They're 7-0 down, but they've got the man advantage for that second half. So I think they're going to be all right soon as they get a little bit more space. And also just, it's a tricky one because this game, if it was in the dry, completely different. And in fact, if this game was in the dry, I would say Sharks win it by about 20. But unfortunately for them, the conditions just aren't in their favour. And also, I should do the Formula One race commentary. It's actually, I'd love to be able to do it because it's actually one that Isaac does quite a bit of as well. Or he doesn't do the commentary side of it, but he does enjoy watching F1. So that will be on the sport channel over there. Also there, we've got RIP Gareth Mason G-Man. Can be together with his mum and him. And yeah, like that was sudden news. Like we had someone talk about it earlier on and everyone was like, are they just like doing it for attention? But then we looked into it a little bit more and he has passed away, which is very rough news for the rugby community. There's not many of us guys doing rugby on YouTube. But yeah, he certainly helped pave the way for us younger guys going through. And yes, Johnny, it's very sad. There's Sebastian also. How did Gareth pass away? Anybody knows? Really sad. Says fantastic charisma. I'm not sure of the details. I don't think they've released it as of yet. But yeah, I'm not too sure, unfortunately. I don't know of any, I guess, prior sickness of this week or anything like that. Like he had been posting only a few days ago type thing. Our Ulster were not awarded a scrum for a clear knock on by the Stormers, 20 on their line near the end of the game. I never know. And there's this kind of going in. There was a bit of controversy from what I heard. So we have got what happened to him. He looked well. Says fantastic charisma. Yeah, so I'm not too sure. I assume at some stage in the future, someone will clarify what happened, but I don't know whether or not, it could have been pretty much anything. I'd heard about Gareth, very sad it is overall, and not really like, when you have that moment of almost surrealness of like, we were just doing one of the live streams and someone mentioned about it and you kind of realize from there, like, it's just really like short in terms of life. You only got so much time. You got to make the most of it. If you got something that you got to do, you got to do it because you never know when you're not going to be able to do it. I feel like that was very deep once again, but just live life to the fullest, I think is a good bit of advice there. And Ref and TMO took over 5 minutes and multiple decisions before they carried on. It was just frustrating. And it's like the cricket that we did see. In the IPL, they decided to check something for the stumping, even though it was clearly out. And they spent about 2 or 3 minutes just checking a TMO decision for a decision that everyone knew the result of for that one. Also, we have got there, you never know, Kanakura. It's a hard name to say and definitely to spell at Honest Rugby. Kanakoinen, am I still at about my 8 out of 10 or have I dropped a little bit? I agree, Hamish. Get to Europe. I say you can watch some sport in normal time. And there says Danny. Yeah, I mean, Europe, it's on the bucket list. But I think, first of all, it's probably Australia. First little trip over there, just chill out somewhere. Because that's the thing. Ever since starting YouTube, I've had one day off in the about 1,300 videos I think we've almost brought up on the channel. 1,300 videos since July of 2020. Just been flat out, like no days off pretty much other than when I'm sleeping. So like, yeah, I mean, it will just be probably like a weekend away just so that I can chill out and try and forget about doing a whole heap of work. But then as soon as I get back, I'll probably have to make up the time that I was away afterwards. And you're 8 out of 10, Hamish, all good. So it's kind of gone and also South African side. We're robbed multiple times in Europe. Are you going to complain about a call that could have gone either way? P.S. Phillips currently, he has got another 9 minutes 40 left and his yellow card. Makazole Mapimpi, he will be one to watch out for in the back line. No look on your arm for this game. No Siba Unkosi. I well said, Hamish. Gareth rest an eternal peace. And there, as I says, David, yeah. But I think it's gonna impact the rugby community for a wee while. I think just because like it's such a, like I said, surreal thing of like one moment you're watching them do a live stream for a match or something like that. Like, I think its last one was England versus Ireland of the Six Nations, which was only a couple of weeks ago. And then all of a sudden, like, yeah, strange. Life is a weird thing. And it can be great, and it can also be not so great. It also, isn't what you're doing not a job anyway because you love it. And there says Danny, exactly right. So pretty much, even though I don't consider it as a job, it's still quite, I guess, hectic trying to get everything done. At the time we love Gareth, well, we all family here. As much as we chat during these streams, we also build friendship. Exactly right. Like some of you guys, like literally spend hours upon hours upon hours with me each week. Like, and I am very grateful for that as well, because like I always say, it's not the same without you guys in the chat. And also, like when someone who's been here for a while, like all of a sudden isn't here, like I always wonder where they've gone. I don't like my job, so it's a job, but I need money. And there says Danny, and also at the same time, different stream of IPL you were watching was 7 in this stream. It is like 40 watching once again. Kiwi prove how much they love their rugby as compared to cricket, says Coding. And yeah, it's just a better time zone, I think, as well. I mean, a lot of our viewers here, I believe, are South African, if I'm not wrong. Hamish Watson has put his face in the mud, which is pretty easy to do in these slippery conditions. Kerwin Bosch about to kick it for the touchline here. Okay, that one's not found touch for Kerwin Bosch. Currently 43 minutes through. It's kicked back downfield. He bouncing awkwardly, just pulls up nicely in the wet. Now Kerwin Bosch this time kicks it high, and he's got a better boot on that one. Chasing after this one hard, it is going to be Anthony Volman. Going down was Blair Kinghorn. Trying to protect the ball. Unable to do so. He's got a man on him. He wouldn't have liked that too much. Hello, Danny. I just say you don't like working, but you want money equivalent as well. And yeah, I guess it's one of those ones. Money does make the world go round, doesn't it? And if you haven't got money, I guess it's a tricky one. But I mean, it's also one of those questions of would you rather have money or be happy as well? I feel like that's a very deep philosophical question. And I feel like I'm getting like into almost a deep like podcast type thing at the moment. But, you know, I feel like at the moment, you know, with what's going on in the world, if you can find a way of enjoying everything, it's just good. Was that a sentence? Not really. I haven't taken any drugs, I'll mention. I just had some biscuits and now I'm feeling all happy from my sugar rush. Now, not sure. Just charged his way forward. No arms from him, unfortunately, which is why he did end up getting penalised for that one on the ground. Currently, we're already 44 minutes through this game. That's the thing. With rugby, like, we just chat and the game disappears. Like, it's 7-0. Not a lot has happened so far, but that is just purely because the rain is affecting this one heavily. Oh, okay. It's going to be the Sharks scrum feed. And Dave Cherry asked the question, how can that be a knock-on when it's going to meter backwards? Not too sure. That one, but he's disappointed with that, Dave Cherry. Now, 45 minutes through, and also did the biscuit have green bits in them? Did the Dutch bring them for the cricket in there? And you never tried weed? I have not. Believe it or not, I am a clean-cut boy. That sounds like I'm talking about something else. I have not tried any recreational drugs. Is that what you call them? I guess. I was already got there about the green bits in the biscuits. I don't think I'd ever try a weed brownie. As well, I feel like I'll be very strange high. Like, I'm bad enough when I'm not. So I don't know what I'll be like when I am. There's a little bit of a head clash between two of the Edinburgh players, but it looks like both of them are going to be all right for Lacotte. Waiting for that one round the side of the breakdown. Got to run forward. It's going to be another advantage. Hinka Fenta. Grant Williams goes back to Thomas Tatoy now. I've worked in mental health for a little bit. It's a serious condition. There's so much stress in the world. Kiwi lads, for me, as one of my outlets. And there says David. And I'm glad to hear it, because that's the thing. Like, the goal of the channel from the get-go wasn't like to become famous, wasn't to get rich, wasn't to like do anything along those lines. It was literally to try and make a little tiny corner of this like world a little tiny bit better and create like somewhere where people can go and just chill out and literally just like be themselves, but also like just talk about common interests in rugby, sport, etc. type thing. Also, I've got that you'll be laughing constantly. It'll be fun. And there's out for the legal, or the weed, that is. And also, is it legal in New Zealand? Not really, but a lot of people do it, I believe, many, many years ago. And there's SJ. And also, I used to make butter and use it on cakes and cookies, etc. As in like the green butter, or as in like butter, as in you actually got a butter tuna? I assume it's the first one, though, out of those two, more than likely. Currently now going down in the front rows. They've had a bit of trouble, but it's understandable because it's pretty much like scrummaging on ice skates. They just don't seem like their feet quite want to grip into the ground. The turf is getting ripped up badly currently, which is a shame for the groundsman. Currently now, yeah, the green type, and good on you, David. Mental health is a serious issue, and it brings, if this brings happiness, that's real good. And yeah, we all need that. The world is mental right now, and giggling like a little schoolgirl, then probably demolish about 10 litres of ice cream. I would be keen for some ice cream. I haven't had ice cream. I know that this is just going off on another tangent, but I haven't had ice cream in like ages. That's going to be passed up. Oh, Noshi has put the ball down, though, 5 metres out from the line. To Silva, got a century. Well, about it, I can only respect him. And there as well, says Sebastian, and yeah, the green type. I quite enjoy garlic butter. Quite nice. I made some, what did I do? I made some cheesy garlic bread for my parents when they were at home for their wedding anniversary ages ago because of the like restrictions and everything. I ended up trying to cook like a 3-course meal at home with just random items. It didn't turn out terribly. A raw but cheesy garlic bread was the entree, and it was decent. A raw just garlic butter, a little bit of grated cheese. And I was like, Hamish, I don't know what you eat, but your palate is very low. And there as well says Danny, my palate is very low. Is in my mouth? But my palate is very, as in like it's probably very limited. I was like, is my mouth too low on my face? What's going on here? I was like, hey, I'd prefer the Charlotte Catholic to be my outlet. That ain't going to happen. Who knows? Maybe one day we interview her. I'll be like, hey, there's a guy, he's named David. Your name's Charlotte. It's only 1 letter apart in the alphabet. I think you should both get married to each other, even though she's already married, is she, or just engaged? It's one of the sevens players. Can you run quick, David? You got a good sevens record? Because I feel like I can put in a good word for you if that's the case. Currently, it looks like he's about to make his way back out onto the field here for Piers Phillips. Only 1:30 left of his yellow card. So we've had a yellow card for one side and Marius Lowe. Other card for Piers Phillips, a 1 apiece. Currently 49 minutes through this game, and it is still sitting at 7-0 to Edinburgh. So the question is, can the Sharks get themselves over the line? It just seems like they're waiting and waiting, trying their best, and then the last possible moment for them to make a mistake, it does end up going wrong for them. That was in through the side there for Dave Cherry, so that's going to be the advantage. Now Bongion Manumbi breaks off the back, finds the offload, it goes backwards. Grant Williams fires it up to Thomas. Toy gets chopped down like he is a large tree. Good tackle there on Marius Lowe. Falls the wrong way. Still going to be available around the side there. Still waiting for it. Also, we have got there, Hamish, we need to hear some jokes in there. Okay. I'm not good at jokes like on the spot. Like I'm better at just taking what I'm given in terms of like a message and then relaying it in a different form. I suck at stand-up comedy overall. I've already used the one now. I'm like, I suck at stand-up comedy because I'm always sitting, but that's like a 1 out of 10. Unfortunately, currently only a few meters out from the line for the Sharks. I'll try and think of a good joke, but a good joke is the one that you never expect. Dang penalty. That's gone over. And don't, BS, if you were interviewing this Gaslick, you wanted to mention me once. I don't know. Maybe. I mean, I mentioned during the Maxi one about Johnny Blaze, and he was like, yeah, I know who Johnny Blaze is, and chopped him like a tree. Great commentary. And there says Danny Lewis. And I was on a scale to 1 to flooded. How wet is the ground? I mean, surface moisture, you're looking at probably about a 7, but then underneath, if you're like actually slopping yourself around on the ground, which sounds like a weird sentence, but if you were actually like swishing around and doing a bit of a wiggle, you're probably looking at about a 9 out of 10. It's probably about as close to flooded as you can be. Thomas Du Toy being able to score that one, and that is in the 51st minute. The Sharks needed that. Here we go. We go like this. And the front row working hard here for the Sharks. And also, well, I've been hooked by my wife. She wants to go to the pub as the skies are blue and the sun is out and warm. Do it. Go to the pub. Enjoy your afternoon/evening. I thought for a start when I read that, I've been hooked by my wife. I thought you meant that she was just kind of sitting there and then just gave you the right old swing around something. But yeah, enjoy yourself at the pub. See, that's the thing. I don't go to the pub very often. I've been to the pub once in about the last 2 or 3 years, and we played pool, and it felt so weird because we were waiting for food. What's wrong with my hair? I'm gonna have to crush that down, try and fix that a little bit. That's gone over. But the big thing is that kick did not go over. So the score is currently sitting 5-7. Did I accidentally scroll down a little bit? What's happened to me scoreboard? It's gone all silly. There we go. That'll fix it. We'll go like that. And that happens if I refuse to go. She a lefty or a righty? How hard she punch? Above the bloody expensive nowadays. They are. That's the thing. Even going to a liquor store is quite an expensive feature. And also the human chapter said what's the score is currently 5 points for the Sharks, 7 to Edinburgh. So just a missed kick there from Kerwin Bosch. He's actually missed 3 from 3 today, which is not what he wants. Nice take from Emiliano Boffelli, but Vernon Cock able to wrestle him down to the ground, trying to go for the counter rack, not working out. Now Hamish Watson actually fending off one of his teammates, Atalifo. Might as well. He's in the way. Also, both same time. It's a bit of a that would hurt, not just the hands of the person who's doing it, but also imagine getting a double whammy to each side of your jaw. Your head wouldn't have anywhere to go. I was like, Jay, where do you live? He is an Aussie at this stage, Jay, in the country known as Perth, I believe you would refer to it as. We're currently 53 minutes into this game here in Perth, and there's us, says Jay. It's a good kick from Kerwin Bosch down to 45 metres out from the Sharks line now. They'll be looking for another good attacking opportunity. I'm trying to decide what time I go to sleep now because I've kind of stayed up quite late, haven't I? It's 5:21. There's still rugby on later on with the NRL. When did I wake up? Oh, that man just got squashed. I think I woke up at 4. I could just stay up till tomorrow or today. I was like, yes, Hamish, the country of Perth, and he lives in the People's Independent Republic of Perth, bordering Australia. And there as well. That now is going to be the rolling maul, being told to use it here for Edinburgh. Hinku Finta tries to get over the ball, unable to turn it over though. Waiting for it to become available, and they have done just that. Now, Bradbury not able to get round there, and also lost it. There is us, says Jay. I feel like that name of the People's Independent Republic of Perth rolls off the tongue so well. It's just a good way of wording things. People's Independent. No, that time it didn't. Never mind. I ruined it. Tried to go one too many times to the well. The water was all gone. Now Velikot kicks it downfield. Chasing after it just outside of the 22. Now Velikot looking close to the touchline. Trying to be slippery down the wing. Now, Robler having his ankles taken out with a good low tackle there by Jamie Hodgson. Now going for the box kick once again from Grant Williams. Still only 2 points. Did you wake up at 4? And there, I think it was about 3:30 p.m. yesterday. And anyway, Hamish, if you were interviewing Charlotte, I'd expect you not to mention anyone else's name because that's what men do. And there says David Mott. I guess so, but that's the thing. It's like if I ever get the opportunity, don't tell him this. By the way, Emiliano Boffelli going straight through, stepping. He's going to score the try. Or did he? I think he did. And Emiliano Boffelli scores that try. But what I was going to say is pretty much if I get the chance to interview Michael Hooper without informing him of this, I will mention Xavier because I know how much he loves Michael Hooper. And I feel like that's just one of those ones that whether it's a little shout out video that I can send Xavier afterwards or whether it's something specifically for him, I feel like that would be just something that I should do. And I feel like I would want to as well, just because, you gotta get the names out there every once in a while. And also Kaslik. And then also I'm going to have to Google this Charlotte. What's her last name? She is a sevens player for the Australian women's side. I remember that live stream that we had George on, and he literally Googled every single player in the women's sevens side or every single Instagram. I would say that's over the line. That's a lot of water, though. So the surface is still about an 8 if we're looking at the slipperiness. But this is going to be a nice, easy kick for Edinburgh out in front. This is looking like they might be able to try and get themselves a little bit closer to the win. This would be a massive moment here, definitely with the Sharks lineup that they've got in this game. And now the score 14 points to 5 now between these two sides. The Sharks, they need to try and something to be able to get themselves over the line with a win. But Emiliano Boffelli, great step from him. Always slippery in these conditions and also very quick. And also, Michael Hooper was my favourite player from last year, honestly, as well, says David the Mod. And yeah, he was phenomenal throughout that Six Nations, or not Six Nations, what am I on about? The Rugby Championship is what I should say. But I feel like if I get another opportunity to interview a famous rugby player, cricket player, or anything, I feel like the Q&A way of doing it, asking for you guys to submit questions, was a nice way of, I guess, combining it so that it's not just a stock standard interview. Because I feel like stock standard interviews, those guys have done those thousands, hundreds of times. You know, like Maxi's probably never been asked where you can find some drugs in this location. Like, whereas it came across as just a normal question because it was more of a like chilled out live stream or chilled out video type thing. Like, we talked before and we talked after, and it was just all like, I guess, chilled out for that one. And also we got maybe a pillow fight, but not a real fight. And there, as I says, Jay, now currently driving forward very nicely. I believe that was Magnus Bradbury trying to get himself a little bit closer. A little bit of contesting going on there, but currently we are sitting at 5:26 a.m. I believe the next game, does it start at 7 or is it a 6:15 kickoff? Just going to have a quick look, see what it is sitting at. But currently the West Indies, are they still batting? They're 297. Are they not out or are they out? Okay, I think they're out. Maybe. Yeah, they are. And De Silva. Oh, okay. So Root got the wicket of Seals in the end, so they have lost out. And that's an idea for context. Invite some ladies around for a pillow fight, Hamish. Or for content, I should say there. That is a smart idea. I'll go to the local rest home, get a few birds down here, and we'll have a right party. And they'll probably drink me under the table, to be fair. That'll be an interesting video. I feel like you guys would think that it's going to be something else. We'll just have a clickbait thumbnail or just a whole heap of like mid-20 girls, and then just have it that we have a pillow fight with some elderly Sheilas. A good idea. Anyways, I'm going to do a pity and go to the land of Nod. Take care and stay safe. All cheers. Cheers, Jay. So we will see you later on, mate. It's been good to chat. And this one, I feel like this one's been a very chilled out live stream, hasn't it? But yeah, I hope you are enjoying it and hope you do get a good sleep there in Perth. Currently 12:30 in it. I say in it a lot more. I think that's a little bit of your, I guess, wearing off on me, Sebastian. And then we know what kind of woman Hamish likes in there. And take care, Jay. Says Sebastian. And there, well, not so much. I think it would just be a lot of fun, you know. They'd probably be keen. Well, likely you're just going to make sure you don't break a hip or something, because or else then that would be rough. Blondes or brunettes? Says Danny. I think it's a very broad question. I'd say both. Just because, like, I guess it depends on the person. And also back in the late 90s, early 2000s, every second player in the Wallabies was an international rugby star boy. They gave the ABs the runaround. They were Michael Hooper level, yeah. And then something just changed, didn't it? And Aussie, mate, 12:30 catches. Says Jay, so we will see you later on. Currently, anyone who's wondering, 5 overs down, Kolkata Knight Riders, 39 for none. Doing very nicely for themselves. Now I'm just going to check what time this next game starts. I think it's 6:15. Yeah, it is. So it's in 46 minutes time. Don't have anything prepared for that one. Or do I? That's the thing. I do. There you go. What are they on about? New Zealand, Ireland, South Africa, and front. Oh, they're talking about what side of the draw that they're on for the World Cup, I believe. I was confused for a second. Now Mario Slow with a good carry forward, 22 metres out from the line, and the Sharks are looking like they're on hot attack once again. North Share and break his way through. Williams goes off now into the hands of the big man at number 19, I believe it is. Still there. Now still driving. I believe that's Big LaRue. Roots chopped down around the bootlaces. First receiver, Kerwin Bosch, now back into the hands of Tapia. Tapia. Can't say that name. I keep on saying Quintapia's name. Up to 5 phases now for the Sharks. So they put phase after phase after phase juggle there. And Werner Koch unable to take it cleanly. And now Edinburgh have been able to take this ball back. Seems like they might be able to give themselves another counter-attack if they want it. No, instead, it is going to be Blair Kinghorn. It looked like he was going to be going for it himself. Now does the cross-stick. It doesn't work out for him. And they are going to be going back for the scrum now. Werner Koch, he's not a happy man at the moment, but the wet conditions are just really hitting the Sharks, which is surprising because Sharks love water. These guys just don't seem to be quite playing the way that they would like to in these wet conditions. And saying that, Edinburgh rains a lot over there, but that was just a little bit too far out in front of Mario Slow. Then from there, Werner Koch. That was with the juggle that I just said, but I couldn't quite get it out because my mouth was open. 18 minutes in. Show me a very good scrum is the comment from the referee there. Also, I reckon one reason was when they expanded the Super Rugby Australian comp, when it was just New South Wales, Queensland, and ACT. They were devastating when they expanded it, thinned them out into Edinburgh. I have a team name, the Edinburgh Castles. No, I don't know. Don't know what it would be for Edinburgh. I'm just looking at their shirts. They don't really have too much. So I think it's just Edinburgh. I think it's just their location. That seems to be the kind of pattern with some of the Northern Hemisphere sides, such as like all the Irish sides, Leinster, Munster, Ulster. It's just based off your region, really. Zebre, I think, is based off region as well. So they don't really have the nicknames. It's more just where are you in the world. That's what your team name is. Currently, big push there from the Sharks, but it's still on the side of Edinburgh. But a drawing pass here. It's going to be Matt Bennett. I don't think he's had too many carries throughout this game. In fact, that might have actually been Moyano. Good carry forward here for the men in the orange for this game who are currently leading against just Edinburgh. So here's Pedro there. If they ever had any name other than Edinburgh Rugby, yeah, I guess they add the rugby on the end, don't they, for a majority of those teams. But I guess it's actually, like, when you think deeper about it, I guess, could you call it a bit weird that we have the names at the back? But then also, I guess, when you look at the Gallagher Premiership, they are another competition that go with, like, a nickname at the end, such as Northampton Saints, Exeter Chiefs, Saracens. They break the chain a little bit. Harlequins is not a region of the country. So I guess they have got their kind of different names for that, whereas the top 14, Toulon, Toulouse, all based off that. So I guess it just depends on where you are in the world, really. Because I guess if you were to call it, like, what would you call the New Zealand teams? Because, like, Otago, if you went with that, that would actually be the Bunnings NBC team for the Highlanders. Auckland you could call for the Blues, but I don't think it would have that same ring as the Blues, would it? So we have got the Ashton next team have a mascot. And there, I guess you can have one, but it's also the case of if your rugby's speaking for itself, you don't really need to have the extra mascot out there to hype up everyone. And the Welsh have gone off route slightly. Ospreys, Scarlets, Dragons instead of Swansea and a Newport. Yeah. So I guess they're the only ones in the URC other than, of course, the South African sides that is this is going to sound like a dumb question. Please, it's 5:30 in the morning, so don't shoot me too hard. Connacht is a region of Ireland, isn't it? I think. I believe in Edinburgh about to break Northern Hemisphere losing streak, says Retha Marks. That is true. As long as they keep themselves in this game for a little bit longer, bring tomorrow Women's World Cup, because it's a knockout game. And there says Young and Nathan. I think that is the game between England and Bangladesh, isn't it? If I'm not wrong. Oh, I think they went out on the full for Kerwin Bosch, and because of it, they have to go right back. And it is the capital of Galway, or its capital is Galway. I'm learning more about my geography. The geography is shocking. I mean, I can name flags, something I'm decent at. I might even show you my extensive flag knowledge at the end of this live stream, if you ladies and gentlemen are lucky enough. I feel like it's not exactly a reward, is it? It sounds like something more than likely that you would prefer not to see. But I know a few flags. I just can't spell them, unfortunately, which is normally the thing that lets me down the most. So we go there. It is India versus South Africa. Yes, I think India do need to win that game, don't they, to be able to go through. And Ireland is made up of 4 provinces: Ulster, Leinster, Munster, and Connacht. And there's because it's Connacht the newest side out of the Irish ones. Because I heard someone say about an Irishman discovered New Zealand or something. So we were going to be New Munster and New Leinster. And we'll quiz you with emojis. And there's us standing. Although the only problem is with the emojis, they don't actually come through as the flags. They actually come through as the little symbols of the country's initials. So like David's here, fun with flags. It's got NZ, 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 NZ. So that would, of course, be New Zambia. And I was like, where is your mum? She is sleeping. It's currently 5:35 a.m. So she has decided to, pretty much sleep. She's probably quite smart. Our all mothers know best. She knows that this is probably the time that you should be getting a little bit of shut-eye, but instead now I am up. We are doing the IPL, which I do enjoy. Oh, no, this isn't the IPL. This is URC. We did a bit of both. And the result. The IPL was an interesting one. I feel like that match, we were hoping for 180 runs. We got 130. And there was, and also, can the Sharks still win? Or is it Edinburgh's day, says Hunley. I'd say the Sharks are just one try away from getting back into this game, or even a penalty would help them out quite nicely. But they need to make sure that Edinburgh don't score any more times. If they score again, Edinburgh, I would say that they go on to win. If the Sharks are the next team to get any form of points on the board, I would say that that momentum might be able to take them over. That's a bit of a nothing kick from Blair Kinghorn, but it's going to sit up nicely here for Edinburgh. Now the knock on. Going back to Makazole Mapimpi. You cannot give that man space. He kicks it in behind now. It's going to be a nice kick. It will be pulling up in the rain once again. Doesn't find touch. Now stepping nicely. It is going to be the number 14, Moyano. They've got the advantage for the knock on. Back in the hands of Makazole Mapimpi there in Connacht. Could be similar to Waimedi. Not quite. A lot smaller in your favourite IPL team this season. It's a tricky one. I do like the ones that have quite a few Kiwis in it. So I guess Chennai Super Kings, we have 3 Kiwis playing today, which was quite nice to see. And Connacht has always been the poor man's province, as it were. They don't have the resources of someone like Leinster, but the spirit is there. There's a little knock on once again from Connacht. Well, sorry, they're not playing. They are playing later up against Leinster. That will be a good match. Then I'll probably end up watching that match rather than commentating for it. I don't know. Do you ever get that stage of when you've been up for ages, you just feel all motivated to do a whole heap of stuff? I feel like that's me currently. Even though it's 5 a.m. here in New Zealand, I just feel like I could get a lot done today if I stay up rather than sleeping. And if I sleep later, maybe. Currently 13 minutes left in this game between the two sides. It looks like the Grant Williams there. I wonder how close he is to getting subbed off, because he looks like he's taking some deep breaths. They have got James Fenter. Sia Khaleesi been taken off the field. Most tackles made is actually only 5 for Sia Khaleesi, 5 for Oxnashare, and 4 for Vernon Cox. So not a huge amount of tackles being made throughout this game so far. I think that's Johan Grola next to him as well. Okay, Jaden Hendrickson, in fact, is the one who's the replacement halfback, and that's Adrenaline Hamish. And there says David, yeah, I think I got plenty of it, because that's the thing. If George ends up coming round in the afternoon, I feel like it would be more than likely. If it was in the morning, that would be quite beneficial. So he's got to move the balls at about 8:30, but after that, he will be quite free. I think by the live standings, as we sit, Edinburgh would be sitting in 5th place. The Sharks would be sitting there and that's 7th. So they will want to boost themselves up a little bit more. Uh-oh. Johan's starting. Hendrickson now kicks it in behind, waits for that one to sit up, and he has been able to take it nicely. Going back for the penalty there to Edinburgh, just rushing a little bit too much there for the Sharks and get themselves offside. Oh, there we go there. ET in there. See, ET could be anything. A moment. I'll go up here. What's this flag? It still comes up as ET. I'll have to go on my phone, I think, to be able to see it. I mean, it's given me a bit of a clue, I guess you could say, with it. And good evening, 6:38, no yawning. This says Johanna. So, yeah, we are still sitting relatively early here in New Zealand, but I think this has been a pretty entertaining game so far, which has been pretty nice. All right, Dave Jerry just trying to set up the middle. One moment. We will go here. And we will go to me live stream. Where's me live stream? Do I have a live stream? I do somewhere. One moment. I got to find my own live stream. This is a very long time, and that's not water, is it? It is. Indeed. I decided to go with the stock standard water for this one. So the flag that you've got there, that's Ethiopia, I believe. And yeah, it's Ethiopia. And there's Sebastian there. And imagine Hamish. Oh, that's another try, is it? For Edinburgh, I looked down for half a second, and that looks like it could have just been another try, and that will hurt. One away from the bonus point now. And we will go like that. And we will go like that as well. But it was Blair Kinghorn. I believe that's his second try of the match. And he is loving this one, that is for sure. And this will be breaking the streak, maybe, of South African sides. And the E must be Equatorial. And there's our... but yeah, it's kind of weird how it goes for it. And also imagine George, Hamish, imagine George and Jay are going to the pub together. That would be scary. I didn't even know myself. And there's Danny. Yeah, after this one finishes, I will quickly put up like a little short flag quiz. I'll give you guys a little teaser of my flag knowledge. And now Emiliano Bolfelli going to be lining up this one. Just looking at that sticker bucket ads, and what are the Sharks up to? I don't know. They just seem lost in the rain, which sounds very strange. But like they just don't seem to be able to quite find that kind of momentum that they normally get throughout a game. And it's just kind of slipping and sliding all over the place. A lot of handling errors for them, unfortunately. And every time they make a little mistake now in the second half, that ball just popped up nicely for Blair Kinghorn, kicks it forward, and then jumps on it, scores the try. Now Edinburgh, they are sitting very nicely here, sitting on 21 points to 5. Dave Jerry Eags off the field, and also McBurney made his way out there now, going with the low tackle. Nicely done here for Edinburgh. Be able to get themselves a nice little lead, but they do still need one more try if they do want the bonus point in this matchup. Anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, if you want to help us out, be sure to check out that link that I put there. It is the Kiwi Lads Sport channel, our other YouTube channel that we are hopefully going to be able to continue to grow as well. I lost the Sharks. And there says Johannes, that one's gone into touch. Okay, it's going to be the line out. And I believe it is going to be the line out there for the Sharks. So it will be Kieran van Theerden, a man who loves the rolling maul. Or is it? That kind of looks like an Edinburgh man with the ball. Yes, it is. So everything currently is just going Edinburgh's way, it seems. Adam McBurney going to have this throw now. Okay. They are about to throw this one in here. Going to the front, stolen nicely by Finta. He's been able to turn the ball over. Makazoli Mapimpi now out the back line. Running sideways, Bjorta Chamberlain now off to Vernacock, I should say there. 45 metres out from their own line, and heads off to Edinburgh, first Northern Hemisphere side in the URC history. When South Africa deserve huge credit, that is for sure. Also, that's a hard word. Vixillology. Is that at Hamish? Or is that at Hamilton? You've just blown my mind, David, in one fell swoop. And indeed, nicely done from the Scots. Also, shit, in Durban, says Johannes, it is indeed. Which is why it's certainly not what we would have expected from the Sharks at home. They are actually the first side they've had a defeat in the URC in South Africa. They've had the last 2 rounds that they've been able to win. I'm just going to slash down a little bit because it is comfy. The stadium just looks like I've gotten a lot shorter. But 7.5 minutes left here for Edinburgh to hang on. And also, if they get themselves one more try, they are going to be able to get themselves a nice, I guess, nice extra point, bonus point would be on the cards. But speaking, I think they mentioned about some sevens, if I'm not wrong, or at least some Scottish players, and they will be taking part in the sevens in 2 weeks' time. That was a terrible transition, but we'll roll with it. And it is going to be the Singapore sevens. We've got the Fiji side, we've got Samoa, New Zealand, everyone taking part in that one. So, yeah, we are going to be covering that on the channel also. And also, Scary, for the tour ahead. And there is Porta said, RIP G-Man, yeah. Sudden news that we heard just a little bit earlier on in the day as well. And yeah, very tragic news for not just like in general, but also the rugby community as well. We'll be missing him big time. Bloody predictive test. I mean, Hamish, not Hamilton. And there says David Lamont and Sharks can't get 3 scores in 8 minutes. I mean, you never know. Fiji and Drua, they were able to score 3 tries in 5 minutes up against the Reds. Although that game, it wasn't bucketing down with a whole heap of rain. And they got some momentum relatively quickly. And also the Best South Africa side, which is informed what's happening. And there says, SpongeBob, I assume you want me to say the Stormers for that one. Possibly. Yeah, they're going very nicely at the moment for themselves, moving their way up the table. But now Mark Gazzoli, my pimpy, takes it nice. He's really been shut out of this game. And it seems like they've been missing that Marius Lowe figure in the back line to be able to really structure that back line for them. Upper Lele Fussy also not there. Well, it's going also, what do you think of Bosch, Kiwi lads? He has his moments of going extremely well, but then he also has games where he does just kick the ball away, similar to what we saw just there, which can cost the side quite a bit of territory, depending on how the side return. And also, Hamish, are you craving a bacon egg McMuffin, aren't you? Not hugely overall. Now that you've mentioned it, though, it would be all right. I don't actually know what food I've got. Probably some rice crackers. But exciting, isn't it? Also, we've got the Bulls who are informed. There's Ghana Coinan, and they've got their game up against the Dragons a little bit later on, and only 30 minutes' time. Kicked high here once again from Edinburgh. Going after it. It's going to bounce, and it's dangerous when you let the ball bounce. Bjorta Chamberlain has to get it. In fact, it was Marius Lowe, KKR dominating the match 70-1 after 9 overs. Easy victory for them. Yeah, they're looking pretty strong at this stage. And did you see what happened to Gareth Masons? I did. Unfortunately, passing away earlier on in the day. I'm not sure of the circumstances of his passing, but yeah, it's rough for the rugby community, and condolences to his family and friends as well. And this tough time. When your sleep clock is off, do you eat breakfast food at 4 p.m.? I do, because that is pretty much when I get up. And the Bulls, are you stupid? I talked about URC, not Curry Cup. And there was, okay, he's quite angry. We've settled down a little bit. Not the end of the world at this stage, but it's going to be interesting to see how it does end up going for the sides, because I think the next round we have got round 15. That's going to be Saturday. Sharks play the Dragons. Bulls play Ulster. That will be the testing game. I have a feeling also that's the game Edinburgh deserved that. They braved a ruthless Sharks scrum early on. And overtime really frustrated them. See, it's kind of coin in there. But yeah, Lions, Edinburgh, that will also, hang on, that overlaps. Interesting. They've actually got 2 games overlapping with each other's. And then Munster, Leinster, that's going to be a good one. That takes place next week. And then also the week after, we've actually only got the 2 games, and they will be 2 games of the South African side of things. And then we're actually almost into the Champions Cup, which I think is why there's only a couple games of the South African side of things. Where's the Champions Cup? It is currently 13 days away. I was a man, so much sport, can't keep up. Exactly right. I know he passed away, but why? And then what happened to Gareth? I'm not too sure. I don't think it's been released of like the information regarding the passing. That's going to be another advantage there to Edinburgh. They get the penalty. And who Stormers playing next? Their next game, it is going to be up against, who do I see just then? I just looked at it and now I can't remember, but they haven't got the Dragons. They haven't got Ulster. They have got Edinburgh, I believe, is their next game. No, it's not, sorry. The Stormers' next game is Ospreys. They will be playing, and they were Sharks 7 Stormers take the 6th spot. And there's so yeah, the table is currently sitting Leinster, Ulster, Munster, Glasgow, Edinburgh, Stormers, Sharks, Bulls, Ospreys, Connacht, Scarlets, Lions, Benetton, Cardiff, Dragons, Zebra on 2 points. Nicely done. Currently now they are right in the corner here for Edinburgh. I also know we have played the Edinburgh before, so yeah, you've got Ospreys this time. That's going to be stolen by the Sharks once again. They've done that about 3 times here. Every time just looks a little bit more impressive than the last. And also what happened to the Sharks is it's just gone wrong. Pretty much it's completely damp at the ground, and it's as if they've drowned, to be honest. They just don't seem to have quite found anything for them. And also what live streams do we have for tomorrow, Amish Sebastian? I think tomorrow we've got a slightly more chilled out day / I think only about 5 or 6 hours of talking. One moment. Have a quick look. Right, so the plan at this stage, if I am conscious / awake, will be what we got Sunday. So we will have the game. Oh, Saracens are playing Bristol at the moment. I don't even realize. Oh, no, that's next week. Wait, this week. No, it is this week. Jesus, this year's going quick currently. So we've got either 1 or 2 games of the NRL, depending on what time George is available and also depending on how much voice I have left. Then after that, we might have the IPL at 11 p.m. if we're lucky. And then if not, though, we will be regrouping and getting ready to go for, I think, Tuesday night might be our next one after that, or the ODI between New Zealand and the Netherlands on Tuesday, and then Pakistan versus Australia. So it might be a case of saving the vocal cords for that later game. And then we played Edinburgh. It was 20-20. Or when we played Edinburgh, and also we have there, which Totoy scored the try for the Sharks. It was actually Thomas Totoy in the front row. Now the Sharks have been able to take that one back. Someone has just stood in front of the camera, so they've had to change camera angle. Pepsi Butterlazy trying to drive his way forward here. Certainly not giving up for the Sharks here. Kicked him on by Kerwin Bosch. Not a good kick. It didn't make its way through, and now Edinburgh have been able to get this ball back. And only a minute and a half left in this fixture. Now they have been told to use it. Bring it back across here, the replacement. I believe that was maybe Harrison Courtney. He did have that ball. Now Villacott waiting for this ball. He looks like he's going to be rolling it up. And Edinburgh lost Van der Merwe. But they are still cracking in there. Yeah, that's the thing. They haven't got Van der Merwe this game. They haven't actually got Darcy Graham either, who would have been a key for them, I would have thought. But now the Sharks, they try and take that one quickly. It was a big American football throw, but I think subs were being made. So we're really proud to represent the city and the club of South Africa, or on South Africa soil, coach Mike Blair for that one. Okay, they've gone for some captions, and also, cheers, mate. I have to hop off. Take care, lads. As I said, Sebastian, so yeah, we will see you later on. Thank you very much for sticking through the night / afternoon for yourself. I hope you did enjoy it. And yeah, we will get to see you later on. And all what happened to Bosch. And yeah, he's had a rough game, unfortunately. Just not quite the game that he would have been after. But at the end of the day, that's rugby, isn't it? Sometimes you play well, sometimes you don't play well. And unfortunately, he's not playing well. And also, yeah, Worcester bought Duan van der Merwe. There it is. And yeah, he's certainly going all right for them at this point in time. Okay, they are still rolling forward here for Edinburgh. 15 metres out from the line here. Continuing to go forward by inch and inch again. Closer, sneaking. 10 metres out now for Edinburgh. Make that 7. Make that 5. They are still going. It's gone down there. I hope this ball isn't trapped. It's going to be trapped. And that will be the end of the game now. Bosch, I can just play in Japan. Thanks for the commentary, mate. I should have done the Stormers game. I was way better than this one, as says Bobs. And that one as well. I believe that is going to be time up. Okay, the time is done. And Edinburgh win the first match for a side outside of the South Africans. And also, why not streaming about IPL? We did a live stream for the IPL on the Kiwi Lads Sport channel. And after about an hour, no one had really turned up for it. But that is the link to the Kiwi Lads Sport. That is where we will be doing the IPL live streams in the future. But yeah, we started streaming it and we didn't really have anyone there. So we decided to switch over to the rugby for the next stage, and also not even a losing bonus point. Nope. Sharks walk away with a whole 0 for this match. And well done, Edinburgh, says Cunnacoin. And that one, yeah, very nicely done by the Scottish individuals. And because of it, helps them out very much so in the table as well. Just to help themselves out. And they were beaten by the better side, as the comment from the commentary side of things. But that is going to be the end of the match. 21 to Edinburgh, 5 to the Sharks, and that will help them out to go up to, I think they're still in 5th, and Danny Lewis has got the thumbs up there as well. But the Sharks, only the one try in this match. They missed, I think it was a total of around 7 points off kicks, maybe even 8, I think it was, but wouldn't have been the difference between these two sides, as it still would have resulted in the loss for the Sharks. But I hope you guys did enjoy this live stream. The Sharks try scorer was Thomas DeToy. Do you like Kane Williamson? Sure do. He is a very great player for the Black Cats, and hopefully his injury does recover very soon. Blair King on 2 tries for himself, actually bringing up the double there, and Emiliano Boffelli. And since the Scott won, probably won't have any haggis. Dunedin should be rocking Amish, says Cara Coin, and it certainly should. Now, I did say earlier on, before we end this live stream, what's it called? I'm going to show you guys some flags, more along the lines of the fact that I can name quite a few flags, because I feel like maybe some of you guys, you may not believe me. I'll probably manage to mess it up well and truly now, though, just as a bit of a warning. But we're going to go to the flags of the world. And also we're going to add down the bottom of the screen, though. First of all, the Sharks 5 and Edinburgh finish on 21. Edinburgh full time. Oh, there's a couple of close games in the Gallagher Premiership as well, I do see. Right, we'll go like that. And now what we will quickly do as well, I've got a random woman up on my screen, but that's because she was trying to sell me some cooking. There we go. We'll go like that. We'll go like this. Oopsies, this, and that. There we go. So you guys can see that, hopefully. If I'm not wrong, but we have got that going across the bottom. We will name a few flags. I bet you I can't get the first one, although that one is Cuba. Oh, no, it's not Cuba. Sorry, Costa Rica is the one that I meant. Oh, I can't spell. I'd mentioned that I can't spell. Costa Rica. Oh, no, I've just embarrassed myself. Who's that? I spell Costa Rica right? Oh, no. I've really done it now. I can't spell Thailand. There we go. I couldn't think of how it was spelled. Thailand, as I says, Danny. That was a shocking little moment for myself. Libya? I thought, why can I not name flags now? I feel like I shouldn't have done this in the middle of the night. Oh, no. Right, I'm going to have to skip that one. Is there a show like New Zealand Idol or Shark Tank New Zealand? We have got New Zealand Idol. Oh, these are all the hard ones. Syria, Serbia, France, Cape Verde. Believe that flash-looking one. Honduras? No. Or is it El Salvador? No. And I was at Maldives. Is that the one that I messed up on? Botswana, UK, Mexico, Nigeria, Gabon. No. My brain's not working at this time of night. This is not ideal. I'm just looking at it, and I know them, but I can't think of them now. Nah. I shouldn't have done this at 6 a.m. I've just realized. Papua. No, I can't spell. Papua New Guinea. There we go. Mali. Tunisia. No, that's just Turkey, isn't it? Turkey. Paraguay. Poland. No, which means it's Indonesia. What's Indonesia, which means it's Malta. No. What's its face? There's the 3. I can't help you there. What's that other one? It's not Poland. It's not Singapore. No, it's not Singapore. It's the other one that I can't think of, sadly. My brain's not working. Moldova. No, which means it's Andorra. Guatemala. How does one spell Guatemalan without that there? Yeah, that'll do. I literally can't think. I did all right at that one, but note to self, don't do flag quizzes at 6 a.m. and expect to be able to name them as smoothly as you normally would. But nonetheless, I guess that is going to be the end of this live stream. The try scorers, Thomas Detroit, Edinburgh try scorers, Kinghorn scored the 2, and Emiliano Boffelli got the island. And I was like, that's embarrassing. And this is Danny. It was. Sadly, my brain just wasn't quite kicking into second gear. The weirdest thing is, now that I think about it, I know a couple of those ones that I missed, sadly, but I just can't go back. But nonetheless, I guess that is going to be the end of this live stream. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and we will see you all